Hey all, welcome to CodeCon, and today I'll be solving an interesting SQL question. It was asked by like in Walmart, and in this particular question we are given with the transactions table, right? So the fields in this particular table are the product ID, the user ID, the spend. It is in terms of the monetary value, like how many rupees the user had spent, and the transaction date. Okay. So the question states we need to find the user's most recent transaction, the user ID, the number of products purchased ordered in the chronological order of the transaction date. So for each particular user, what we need to find is that their latest transaction date and how many products they have purchased in that particular date, right? So if you see the input or the output, like the results, you will get it a more clear way. So if you consider user ID 159, right? I can see user ID 159 has made purchase on the 8th, right? And then on 10th, and then he had made purchase on 12th, and that the number of purchase are 2 on that particular day. So as per the question, the latest purchase date is 12, right? And the number of purchase or the number of transactions made in that particular day is 2. So the latest the latest transaction date is 12 and the number of purchase is 2. Okay, so we just need to write the query for this particular thing, right? So what I will do is that first I will be focusing on getting the latest purchase or the transaction date for each user. Okay, so I will select from the this transaction transactions. I am going to select the user ID and the max transaction date. As like max underscore dt. So these will serve. Okay, I should use a reply clause like reply user ID. Okay. So now if I run this, I will get for each particular user what is the their latest transaction date, right? Their latest transaction date. So the one half of the question is solved. Coming to the next question, I will use this particular table and my transaction table to get the number of transactions those particular users have made in that particular day, which is this is the max date, right? So I will use this in CT, like with CT as this one, and I will say select from CT as C. Okay, let's do one thing. Select from transactions as A. Okay, as T. I will say join CT as C, and the condition is going to be T dot transaction underscore, I guess it was date, transaction date is equal to C dot max underscore dt, and T dot user underscore ID is equal to C dot user underscore ID. So if I run this particular thing and I will say select everything, okay. So if I run this particular thing, see, for user ID 159, as I had shown earlier, there are 2 purchases are made on this particular date, that is 12, right? User ID 123 had made only 1 purchase, right, on the latest purchase date, and user ID 115 has made only 1 purchase on the latest purchase date. So now considering this particular table, I just need to like find the user ID. I will say T dot user underscore ID. I will say the transaction date. So for that I will refer to the CT table, like C dot max underscore dt. This will give me the latest transaction date, and I will use a count function. Count, I will say user. Okay, I can see user ID, and that I will group by user ID and the max, the time, right? And one more thing, I should order this, right? I should order by the date, order by max. Okay, okay, simply write max underscore editing. So if I just run this, okay, user ID, t.user ID, there is something issue with the user ID. Ambiguous column name, user ID. Okay, so okay, t.user ID. Let's give as number of products. Purchased. Okay. Okay. Latest purchase date, and this is a user ID. Okay. So see. So it is in the chronological order, right? 11, then 12, then 12. So in the 11th, the user ID 123 has purchased only one product, and similarly, as I showed in the earlier part of the video, where you got to see that in the 12th, user ID 159 had made two purchases, right? So this was all about this particular question, and I will be also bringing further questions. I hope this was quite helpful for you guys. So yeah, thank you for watching.